What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Brunch with DESB. I'm your host, Des, also known as DESB. And today, the B stands for brain fart, brain fog, brain fuckery, because right before I got on to record this, probably about 30 minutes ago, I don't want to lie, I got the announcement. Is that even the right word? I don't know. I'm so jumbled right now that my anatomy scan came back normal. And baby, it's just the right size. Like, that's literally all it said. Your anatomy scan was normal and baby is the right size, with a smiley face. And it literally threw me for such a loop this morning. I feel so out of it, but like in the most best way possible. And I just can't believe it. I keep having these intrusive thoughts of like, did they read the wrong chart? Like, are you sure? Can you double check? You know, like I almost still don't believe it. So I'm trying to just bask in the positivity of like, we did it, Joe. We have a normal baby, Joe, you know? And I have to take a sip. Hold on. I'm drinking out of my new Hydro Jug, by the way, which how cute is this? Full Valentine's Day mode. The Hydro Jug Traveler is actually printed as well. So it's like a printed sleeve, and the Traveler is like the first Traveler print. Well, besides like Cheetah that we've seen. I'm shocked. I'm telling you, it threw me off my game. I had this whole rundown of what I was going to talk about, and my brain literally just went, oh my God, we're good. You know, and I feel like 10 pounds lighter, even just on this episode this week. And it's funny when big things kind of pass, you almost don't even realize, even subconsciously, how much they're affecting you. And I feel like I've held on to this emotion of like the emotional fear of this since like having Archie. You know what I mean? Like I've just held on to this experience of such negativity. I mean, even with Maddox, you know, with what happened with him, it was just felt like one thing after the other, where it's just like I harvested all this inside of just, even like I said, subconsciously it was affecting me. And so I feel like I don't want to say, oh, I'm healed from all I've gone through, you know, because it still stings, and, you know, what's done is still memories I have to see and remember in my head forever. But I feel a sense of like, I was made for this. You know, like, because it does come to a point when you start to wonder, should I just not be having kids? Now, obviously you fast forward, both of my kids are healthy, they're thriving, I'm so grateful. But in that moment in time, you're just like, why do I have to go through this? And it's so hard when a thing is inside of you and you can't do anything about it. So whatever you're holding on to right now that maybe you don't realize you are subconsciously, or, you know, whatever you might be going through and all of that, I pray for the same resolution for you as I have right now. And I guess I just said the word pray, and y'all know I don't pray. I send vibes. Speaking of that, we'll chat on praying in a second, but it's such a natural word that comes out. Sorry. You can tell I'm fucked up when I say I'm praying. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, happy Sunday. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm shitting. Like, have you guys heard that phrase, which is so funny? There's quite a few phrases that have come about on like TikTok and like I would call it like Gen Z, is it Gen X? Like, I don't even know what the fucking next one is. All these kids are saying like weird shit, right? And sometimes we end up catching on to it. So I go get my nails done, right? They're cute. I go get my nails done in Kalamazoo. This is a woman. I think she's a little bit younger than me, but her employees pretty much are a lot of college students, a lot of young women, you know, young 20s, etc. So when I'm sitting in there, I feel so aged because I might look their age, which they told me before, like, oh my God, I thought you were like in school, you know, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. But I hear them talk and it makes me laugh. So I've heard them say stuff recently, and it caught on to me because it's fucking funny. They say oh my God, I'm shitting. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna shit. Like, so instead of, for us, maybe we, like, I know for a lot of extreme situations for me, I always say, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Like, oh my God, I'm throwing up. Like, but for them, they say, oh my God, I'm shitting. And I'm like, that's so crazy. Like, go off. So anyways, I've said that a few times, and to me, it's just genuinely hilarious. However, fast forward, there's another term out there. And again, just catching y'all up if you're not there. A lot of people say like, I'm gagged. Okay. So like when they see something that they're like, takes them back, or like something even that is just crazy to them. They're like, oh my God, I'm gagging. Like I'm gagged. This photo is so hot. Like you're like, I'm gagging. So Brittany Mahomes, first piece of news, she is starlet of the Sports Illustrated bikini shoot magazine, whatever. First off, we'll be buying a copy. Second, will be also hanging it in my room. Like, absolutely. You guys know I love Brittany Mahomes. I've always loved her. I stan her. She is, I respect her as a wife. I respect her as a mom, balancing all she does, how she gives to her community, the women's sports she's involved with. She was she was an athlete herself. I mean, just badass, right? Not everyone sees that, but I do. Okay. So anyways, she posts her fucking sneak peek, and I swear to God, I almost fell out of my chair. First off, I think she definitely got a boob job. I don't know if that was publicized or already made TMZ months back. If it hadn't, it definitely had now. She definitely got her titties done, which also makes me wonder, and listen, it's none of my business, but I'm just wondering if they're going to have more kids. Cause I think, I mean, at the end of the day, they got plenty of money to get as many titty jobs as you want. It's just going through that like physical recovery and stuff. I can't say I would necessarily want to do it a ton of times. So it kind of made me wonder, I wonder if they're kind of done having kids for now. So she posts a smoking hot photo, and I comment on it. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm shook. You look so fucking good or something. And then I commented again, and I said, oh my God, I'm gagged. The amount of people, and by amount, I really only mean like 5 or 6, but I deleted the comment after like a half a day. The amount of people that were like, let's see you in a bikini, whore, or like, you're fucking ugly, like to me. So they thought I was saying to Brittany, like I'm gagged, as in like, I'm disgusted. And listen, I get it. If you're like a boomer, you might have seen that and been confused, but I had literally commented under it, like, you look so fucking hot, whatever. Regardless, context clues. So people were flaming me, saying, I was like, dude, I mean, Brittany knew what I was saying, right? Like, obviously, because she had liked my comment, but I was like, yeah, you guys have way too much time on your hands on the fucking internet. Like, you guys are so weird. People that take the time to just be weird on the internet, honestly and genuinely scare me. Like, it worries me for you. I saw a few other posts too. Like, I posted about my anatomy scan, and I was like, I didn't ask to like look at it, whatever. Someone commented, because I shared my backstory, and they were like, why would you keep having kids if you knew that you were prone to having issues, whatever? It's like, what? Like, the amount of assumptions people take out of a comment, out of a 6-second video, out of a 15-second video, etc. It's like, some of you out there, like, and I pray to God none of you listeners are these type of people, so quick to comment, quick to assume. Like, look, okay, here's the thing. Assume in your mind. Okay, if you see something online and you're like, ooh, like, that kind of like rubs me wrong, feel free, say it in your head. We're all entitled to our opinions. But to be that person who goes out of their way to then type something, overlook something, or make something your business that's just purely not, is fucking weird to me. I'm just going to say that. So anyways, that was my first piece of news, was obviously Brittany Mahomes on Sports Illustrated, hot as hell. I also, like, I've never seen her in person, but I can only imagine like how tiny she is. Like, she looks super tiny. And I don't mean that in like, oh, I'm body shaming, but like her in a bikini, I was like, damn, sis, go the hell off. Like, she had like a high leg on. Oh, it was gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. Her makeup beat, like, just amazing. So we had that. And then all of a sudden after that, like 2 days later, we rolled into the Super Bowl, which was pretty fun. Okay. I had a pretty off weekend. Like, I was just like, I wasn't mentally in there, but I did enjoy the Super Bowl day because I was scared because my anatomy scan was the next day. So we had the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift makes it in from Tokyo the day before. So obviously with Tokyo, because I was a little bit confused with like how many days she performed, but then when she was able to get back on Saturday to Los Angeles. But then I realized, I think Tokyo, and again, I didn't look into this, I think they operate like a day ahead of us, right? So like, today is Valentine's Day. Tomorrow, like, they're already virtually in tomorrow. Like, technically. I think, on that side of the world. I don't know. Don't come for me. I literally don't care. It's not that deep. So regardless, she came back and then she showed up at the football game. She looked fantastic. And I saw a TikTok. It went viral. You guys might have seen it if you're on Swifty Talk at all. And this girl was like, please don't come for me. But like, Taylor, like, you need a new stylist. And like, listen, I completely agree. Like, Taylor Swift, someone even commented, it's like she's always wearing American Eagle. 100% I stand by that. Like, she would look so stunning in like a legitimate, just stylist. I don't even know, like, Brittany Mahomes stylist needs to like hook her up, and maybe that'll happen. Brittany Mahomes has utilized this girl called Styled by Mary. I believe she's, from what I understand, she's from Detroit. And she like hooked her up quite a few games. She looked fantastic, cute, you know, accessories, etc. I'm like, can Taylor like get someone else? Like, and I feel like Taylor's very indebted to the people who she surrounds herself with. So for example, like, even her backup singer, she's had her backup singer since the fucking land of time, you know? So I feel like when she vibes with someone, she wants to respect them, and she does want them to like stay with her. She wants to give them, you know, a job and like experience, whatever. But no, Taylor, no. We need to learn to set boundaries in 2024. You need to learn to set new boundaries for your outfits. Okay. Thank you so much. So anyways, Super Bowl goes good. Chiefs end up coming back, fucking winning. It was, honestly, I'm not a football girl. You guys know this, but it was amazing. And it was just it was an actually fun game to watch. Like, I feel like the Chiefs messed up quite a bit, but like overall, I would argue it was a pretty evenly matched game overall, to where it was just like back and forth in just mess up on kind of both sides. It was just good. And then we hit this fucking halftime show. And I saw a few people come out and say that they were underwhelmed. Underwhelmed by what? Usher on fucking roller skates in the middle of the Super Bowl? What? He did so good, and his voice sounded good. You could tell it was live. Like, it was just so good. And no offense to Rihanna, because I know she was pregnant. She was hustling out on that stage. But it was amazing compared to Rihanna last year. When they had like 50 Cent, what was it? Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg. Who else came out? Eminem 2 years ago. That was probably pretty close, you know, like just those old songs were like, you know, we're like the target demographic. You're kind of like into it. It was good, but I feel like this was just like a step up. And maybe it's because I like Usher's style and music a little bit more. And just so many songs that took me through high school and middle school. I don't know. Regardless, it was amazing. I thought it was so good. I wish it was longer. I literally looked up tickets for his shows afterwards, because I was like, I feel like I need to see more. And I feel like I also wanted to just sing more. Like, it just took me back so hard. And it was funny, last week, Wyatt and I talked about Ludacris, because I got confused. I think we were talking about like people that had been canceled, and we talked about P. Diddy. And I think I said Ludacris first accidentally. And then I was like, okay, thank God, like, don't come for Luda. And then boom, he pops up. He still looks like he's out of like Fast and the Furious in the early 2000s. I mean, he looks great. So that was awesome. Everything else was great. Her came out, H-E-R, obviously, but like H.E.R. She's an artist. Literally looked so much like Northwest. It was fucking nuts. And it's hilarious that so many people agreed, because there was like memes going around, whatever. But I was like, can someone show this to Kanye? So the next thing I actually heard, and I don't know if Rumor Mill ended up approving this or whatever, but the Kardashians ended up showing up to the Super Bowl. It was rumored that Kanye West was actually kicked out of the Super Bowl because he tried to rent out, or he successfully did, I'm not sure, the booth or like suite, whatever you want to call it, that was directly next to Taylor Swift. Don't know, you know, rumor plays, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But to my understanding, he was taken out of that. He did currently release, I think, some new music. He's got his wife, I think, what's her name? Bianca. I always get confused. Bianca on the cover very much looks like Kim Kardashian. And it's weird. I'm like, she kind of looked like Kim before anyway, like just in general. But it's weird to me how Kanye kind of morphs his lovers to look a certain way. Like, even we look back at Julia Fox for like a split second. Now, they're all very like eccentric people in general, but Julia Fox very much dresses in a very outlandish way, rocks it, kills it, but like she dresses crazy too. And then you see this kind of trickle through all of Kanye's love acquaintances. But anyway, so they were there. And like new music, I haven't listened to any of it. I doubt I would, but yeah, I just, I hope he's doing well. Hope Kanye is doing well. Last bit of chat we'll just touch on real quick, because I have to. It's my duty, is obviously Taylor Swift and Travis, okay? First, let's sidebar to get to this part first. The biggest ruckus over the whole past week, since the Super Bowl at least, was about Andy Reid and Travis having a little tizzy, okay? I am a woman, all right? I don't have testosterone. Well, naturally, we all might have like small levels of testosterone. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a fucking hothead test dude, okay? I have been so inappropriate to past coaches in my life. Not necessarily screaming at them, but from a woman's relative standpoint, very much argumentative, okay? That's a part of competitive sports. Have you guys seen the way that your husbands or boyfriends talk through Xbox and Call of Duty? You think if that Call of Duty was in real life, they wouldn't fucking act like that in real life when you're that heated in the moment? Okay. So put yourself at the fucking Super Bowl, where this is your livelihood, this is money, this is bonus, and also at the end of the day, you're an athlete who loves your sport. What he did was nothing short of what any other player would do in any other situation in any other sport, especially hockey and especially soccer, because those people are also fucking crazy. And even get into basketball, okay? So I've seen a lot of hot takes on this and people agreeing with kind of how I saw it. I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, it might have looked cringe because of the emotion that was behind it and the way they filmed it, and they like did slow-mo and all this stuff. Like, of course it was kind of like, oh wow, like he was upset. Okay, move on. Guess what? Travis ended up doing the exact job he needed to do. Andy coached him exactly how. Travis said he was sorry at the end. Whatever. Andy was like, yeah, you caught me off balance. I'm good. Okay, cool. Guess who it's not between? Us and anyone else, okay? It's between Travis and his coach, like at the end of the day. It's between a coach and, why was I going to say client? It's not a client. Coach and a player. So it was just weird to me how many people decided to take that and run with it with all these hot takes of like trying to go like viral on TikTok of like, if he treats Andy like this, how does he treat Taylor? I'm like, they're not fighting for the fucking Super Bowl when they're out to dinner, like it, totally different. You cannot even closely place those things. And again, he showed signs of anger that can be carried through in relationships. Have you seen people play Fortnite? Have you seen your boyfriend or your friend's boyfriend or your little brother or your big brother play fucking Call of Duty? All right? They're yelling and using expletives through Xbox Live. And they're not even a professional athlete, all right? Like, we've seen it. It's normal. So then fast forward anyways. They ended up having a great night. Taylor and them went out in Vegas, which what a fun place to have the Super Bowl. And you heard, it ended up coming out like audio clippings of Travis being mic'd up. And they do this with a lot of like big players. It's pretty common to mic them up during like big Super Bowl events or big games or whatever. And sometimes they'll take clippings, like whatever. And so he ended up like calling her baby girl. And he said, oh my God, babe, like, I can't believe how did you make it here? And she was just like, I'm so proud of you, like whatever. And I mean, they're definitely saying I love yous. And it's just so sweet. But really, I think, I can't backdate the timeline specifically, but I think we established they had been together since like earlier last year, early to mid last year. So, timeline lines up, and they're just so fucking cute together. Sorry. Okay. We'll be done talking about it. But those are the big news kind of things that I heard in the past week. And honestly, like I said, I had a plethora of stuff to come down here and talk about. And then my brain just completely jolted back. Last week we had Wyatt on. You guys got a kick out of his Roy Kent impression. And I'm sad to say we did finish Ted Lasso. It was the most emotional ending ever. It was such a great show. If you guys have not watched it, most definitely need to watch it. It's on Apple TV. Like, just get a subscription. And at this point, you really only need like the trial, because we literally binged it in like, I think in totality, maybe it was about a week because we only watched it at night. So good. So worth it. But you guys loved it. And 2 weeks ago, oh my gosh, it was so funny. I made a hot clip. And if you listen to the totality of the episode, I was talking about how we went away for Wyatt's birthday and it was fun. And getting through kind of the tougher stage of being parents and learning how to kind of be not roommates all the time, you know, whatever. We kind of chatted about that. So, okay, sorry, this blanket is fucking hot. I need to turn it down. I made this really funny clip. To me, I thought it was fucking funny. If you don't understand my humor by now, or you don't have similar humor to me, I can see why some stuff or sarcasm can be kind of like, whoa, like that's crazy. But it's more crazy to me to think that people can't read a room, whatever. But anyways, I made a funny clip that I said, normalize fucking hating your husband. I guess, okay, here, the only place I'll argue, and again, I always try to see both sides. I grew up in a household where saying like, oh, like I hate this game. We never got like yelled at for that. We didn't say I hate, like I never told my mom like I hate you, or like I never told my sister I hate you. Like we didn't say that. But like if we were to say like a joke, like, oh, I fucking hate you today, like LOL, you know, like lol, we're fucking laughing about it. It's not as serious. Now I can see if you grew up in a home where the word hate was taken very seriously, you could have assumed, for some fucking reason, actually assumed that I was using the word hate against my husband. That's wild. It was obviously a word of like rage, annoyance, frustration, anger, like you're allowed, you know, whatever. So anyways, the video was going, I just have to recap this because it was funny. The video was going good for a minute, right? Like on TikTok, couple hours, the right side of TikTok, people are like, oh my God, felt this. I've hated my husband for 2 years, or like went through this. I have 2 kids under 2. Like, again, people understanding the word isn't to be taken quite literally. It was just, and then it rolled into me literally going back to say how like you can feel this in your body, but you know, at the end of the day, like I love you and we're going through this together, whatever. Like, I was like, did you guys not listen to the last 20 seconds? You know, you just stopped when I said normalize fucking hating your husband. So anyways, it was polarizing for a reason. But the point is that it then went very south on TikTok, where a slew of men got a hold of it and were like, yeah, flip it, roles reverse. Could you say it then? I'm like, actually, yeah. Like, you know, if my husband got on there, was like, normalize fucking hating your wife for a minute. Yeah, listen, I know for a fucking fact I'm hateable sometimes, you know? And again, by using the word hate, I'm not really saying hateable. I'm saying you're fucking annoying. I want to go play my games instead of talking to you right now. I need a moment. I need isolation. Like that's called part being a fucking human and humanity, of just needing your own space as well. So anyways, it was fucking funny because then the next week I was like, I know we planned on you being on my podcast, but like, do you want to be on my podcast? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So all the same people who are like, wow, you guys must be happy. Not. Someone was like, you're not even wearing a ring. Makes sense. Something. People are like, you guys should probably get divorced. Or like, I hated my husband and we ended up getting divorced. I'm like, y'all are taking this way too fucking seriously. So if you're someone who took that seriously and you're listening now, girl, just know we're doing amazing. So feel free to watch last week's episode with Wyatt and I. It was fun to have him on, as always. So we're in the process of packing. We're in the process of moving. Guys, I can't wait to be in my new home. Like it's going to be sad to be away from like the lake that we live by and just, you know, the vibes and where we're at. But it's so important to be in a space. Like your space needs to be your sanctuary, you know? And I'm so sad to be leaving this home in terms of like what I kind of did to it and like the boys' room, especially the boys' room and like my podcast room. But I'm definitely going to take like photos with my camera of each room, like all done up and looking cute, to where I can then like hang them and frame them in the kids' like new room and like in my office. Like I want to kind of memorialize what we had here. So, I mean, I will tell you guys, like the next couple months, I don't know if I'll really have like a legitimate background. I might just be like sitting in my bed one day or sitting somewhere on, like on the couch or something. And I I just can't do anything about it, is what I'm trying to say. I will figure out a new routine, whatever, but we might have a few weeks that are like audio only while we're moving. Might have a few weeks where it's, not on YouTube, or again, like, it's just like I'm sitting in a chair in the middle of the living room, like whatever. But I am really sad to leave my studio because I was very proud of it, and it made me feel like a step up as a podcaster of like, I really take myself seriously. Like I believe in what I do and, whatever. So yeah, I think I am very much, I'm going to be so transparent with you guys here, and I would love to hear feedback. Please sound off in the comments, DM me. Like if you're a listener, I would just really appreciate it. I have really been considering evolving Brunch with DESB, and I don't want to say quitting it. I guess here's where I'm at. I want to do a podcast with Wyatt. He wants to do a podcast with me. Maybe some weeks I would still do a solo podcast. Sometimes, right? Like Blue Moon, whatever. But overall, like we love to be together and we love doing podcasts together. So I was thinking about, okay, well, we can create a podcast, but it's like, I don't want to have two podcasts. Like I don't want to record 2 podcasts a week. I don't want to have to edit 2 YouTubes a week, etc. Maybe I will. I'm just curious how you guys feel if like Brunch with DESB dissipated and a different podcast, like we almost rebranded. Silence. I'm like almost waiting a reply. I'm like, what do you think? I guess I love podcasting by myself, but I feel like I also enjoy it with Wyatt, and I feel like you guys really enjoy it. I feel like it reaches new people when we do it together, because there's nothing better also than like banter, like I think of Alex Cooper, she did some solo episodes, but the reason Alex Cooper blew up was because it was her and Sophia. Like it was they're both cool people. Like they made it work together, right? But like it's better when you're a team. It's collaborative. There's people bantering and listening. It's very, very, very hard to be a solo podcaster with no guests. You know what I'm saying? Like no guests. I don't do any guests. Like I've done maybe 5 to 6 guests total in 4 years almost, outside of like my sister and Wyatt. So it's just very difficult. And I want to continue to be a great podcaster, but it's very hard to just take off in any way. And I'm going on 4 years of this and nothing's happened. Like, and that's okay. I come on here because I love it so much. I love to talk. I love to update. I love to overshare. I love to debrief. I love to talk pop culture. I love to do secrets. I love to, all these things. But at the end of the day, like I've gotten not one ad ever. The only ad I have is BetterHelp. And even then it's like I'm a part of their program. So like, it's not like a paid ad every time. It's just, if you use my code, it gives Brunch with DESB kickback, like commission, which you guys know I love BetterHelp. So it's very organic to me, but I don't have like today's episode's brought to you by Simply Safe, or whatever. And at the end of the day, that's where you monetize. And so right now I've been paying for this podcast in production for 4 years, without it making anything. Do you know what I mean? And so it kind of comes down to like that business point. Like this takes a lot of time out of my week. Like it takes so long for me to edit the YouTube videos. And then I also have to record. Then I have to send it to my producer where they do the audio only, but I still edit all the audio and whatnot in my YouTube. And if I were to outsource that, it just is more expensive when, again, I'm like not making anything off of it. So I've just been trying to think of a way to diversify. And at the end of the day, 4 years, it's like, I would argue, okay, if nothing's happened in 4 years, something needs to change. Am I right? Like, I mean, again, you guys tell me what you think. I love Brunch with DESB. It's so special to me. But do I evolve? And then I thought like, okay, maybe I'm just talking on my ass right now. But I then was like, well, maybe I'll do seasons. Like I'll do like 8 episodes. So it's like 2 months, right? And then I'll take like a 2-month break and then 8 more months or 8 more episodes, 2 months. But then I don't feel like anyone would like want to come back, you know? So I'm just struggling with that. And I think I'm struggling too with maybe the ego of letting go of something I worked so hard for. And I wouldn't even say letting go, just evolving it into, again, what Wyatt and I are thinking. But yeah, I would just be curious what you guys think, because at the end of the day, Wyatt and I, if we had a podcast and one week he couldn't do it or whatever, I would still come on and do a solo podcast. Like, I'm good at it. I love to do it, etc. But I don't know. That's been on my heart lately. So would love to hear feedback. All right, wrapping up, we have some watches, we have Wellness Corner, some launches. Watches, launches, and wellness. There we go. So watches, like I mentioned, we finished Ted Lasso, which was so good. We also watched Cody Ko's recent videos, finally caught up, but we really had only watched Ted Lasso. And then I started watching on Netflix Stalker Killer Lover or Stalker Lover Killer. Only got through the first episode, so I can't really speak on it, but people are saying it's super like riveting and good. And then a lot of you guys gave me some recommendations on my Not Just Another Mom account of some shows to watch. So I'm definitely looking for a new show. It was really fun for Wyatt and I to like have something to watch. So I would like to continue that. But that's really it. I'm telling you guys, you have to watch Ted Lasso. Now, in terms of launches, we have, I'm wearing Buff Bunny right now. This is the boyfriend hoodie and jogger. This released on Valentine's Day. So, 5 days ago now. I'm sure they're still in stock. I'm wearing larges in both. It's very oversized. Like, it's already oversized, true to size. So if you're a true to size small, it will already oversize you to like a medium. You know what I'm saying? So you are going to be true to size. Wyatt got an extra large. And then Reggie, so funny to talk about a dog, he got a large sweater. So it was called like Buff Pups. It was just like a cute little capsule. They came out with Buff Bunny, like doggy bags. It was cute. I loved it. It was just a cute little moment. Kind of, celebrating you and your dog, like whatever, super cute. And then they actually have a new launch coming soon. By this point, I don't think I can share it. Sorry, sip. Yeah, I don't think I can share it, and I don't necessarily know when it comes out. I wish I could pull it up faster. I couldn't even find it fast for you, so sorry, I don't want to like sit here and be on my phone, but I wish I knew the date. But regardless, probably one of the biggest launches from Buff Bunny since maybe the Naked launch or Dream House in terms of like total pieces. Lots of new pieces, lots of new colors. I will tell you automatically it's like more of a neutral vibe. And I don't think I'm ruining any. Sorry, ring came off. I don't think I'm ruining anything by that. You guys will absolutely love it. I can't wait to get the pieces. I will say some of them, it made me pissed that I'm pregnant just because let's be for real. Things just look better on your body when you don't have a pregnancy belly. Like, there's nowhere for this belly to go. Like, I can't tuck this belly into compressive spandex or anything, right? Like, it's a literal ball. It's a literal ball. So very uncomfortable. And some of the clothing, I'm like, damn, that would look so good if I just had it like a body, body without a baby. So, a lot of good stuff. Again, I don't want to ruin it. Hopefully we can chat more about it next week and you guys can see it more on my Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Not Just Another Mom, as well as my DESB account. And then Not Just Another Dad is Wyatt. So launches, we got that. Paragon launched a while ago, like a couple weeks ago. By the time you're watching this, DESB for 11% off, DESB for 10% off Buff Bunny. We had new Petula about a week ago now, a little over a week. The Play and Rest collection, very good. Hats off. And actually it was so cute. I got a thing in the mail. So a few launches ago, I didn't get an email from Buff Bunny. And I was like kind of freaking out because, I'm going on 5 years with them and a lot of my life has changed since we started working together. And I was like, I hope they still want to like partner with me every year when my contracts come to renew or just kind of, affirming, hey, another year, like cool. I always get very nervous, that businesses won't want to work with me anymore, especially ones I love so dearly. As of right now, we're in the green for all my businesses that I work with. So that's great. But they ended up not emailing me and I freaked out thinking that they were just taking me off the team for the year. So anyways, they ended up coming back. They're like, I'm so sorry, the email got lost, whatever. We're all good, right? So then I get in the mail the other day this package. It said Buff Bunny, but it said Fragile. And I'm like, I don't think we had a launch. I open it up. They made me an award, like a literal award I will definitely put in my office, that says Buff Bunny Collection Athlete, 5-year anniversary, or maybe 5 years, something like that. And I just thought that was so sweet because, you know, when you are someone who puts a lot of effort into sharing a company, growing with the company, especially being with them for 5 years. I mean, I have purchased from them since the first launch ever. I remember core memory where I was, how I ordered, what I ordered, you know, and so to be there from the beginning, it's so special. And so to feel commemorated, is that a word? By that, I was just so grateful. I was like, that's so sweet. They didn't need to do that. But it was just, again, that next step above and beyond of like, we're so grateful to have you. I thought that was really sweet. Also, I never really knew if I was just an affiliate or an athlete because like I'm not exclusive. And the fact that it said athlete also made me feel better. I'm like, I would hate for it, no offense, but I would hate to get a statue thing that said like DESB 5 years affiliate, you know, like I've done more than that. Let me tell you that, okay? I've rode for Buff Bunny. So we have a beautiful, great launch coming up. I'm very excited. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on content you want to see, stuff that you want me to create, posts you like, let me know. I'm in such an evolving stage of like my social media and my life. I am fitness, but like I'm motherhood. And I'm just trying to figure out how to either blend them both or like do one here and do one here. I don't know. This is where I kind of maybe feel like almost millennial in a way. I'm like, am I overthinking it? I don't know. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, that's really it. Wellness corner, baby, obviously we already kind of did it already. Like I'm 20 weeks, baby is healthy. Wow. I can't even believe I get to like say that out loud. Like, I don't know how to explain how, like, I don't believe it. Like, of course I believe it, but, like, to think of the baby in me right now, just, like, fine, right? Like, just doing what it needs to do. It doesn't feel real that I get to not worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, because when we found out about Archie, it was from that day until he came earthside that you constantly don't know what's going on in there, right? So you hear something's wrong, and then you live week to week wondering, okay, what will I find out this week? What will I find out next week? Is he going to be okay till next Friday? What about next Friday? So it's like you're living week to week, not being able to see what's going on. So I almost lived in this constant state of anxiety of like, is he moving? Is he alive? Like, and it sounds morbid, but I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, you can't control what's in here. So to think that I have something in me right now that I don't have to even think about other than in the most beautiful way of like, glad you're here, is so surreal and so awesome. And I almost feel like I get to just enjoy the rest of pregnancy and like not care. Like that, because the other part of me that worries about like a NICU baby or like going preterm and stuff, number one, when I had chorioamnitis, it was such a 1 in 30,000 pregnancies or so. Actually, I'm sorry. It's actually 3 to 8% of term deliveries have chorioamnitis. I don't know the additional statistics for preterm, like when it sends you preterm. Very, very rare is my point. Where that fear, like as much as it's fearful for me, I don't let it live in my mind because it's so rare. But on the other hand, if I were to ever have another NICU baby, I have so much confidence in like medicine and seeing how strong babies are. I can't, like, yes, it scares you, but I would feel so confident in the doctors, neonatologists, XYZ, having gone through that before. And then, you know, look at how amazing Maddox is now. He's so smart and he's so talkative and like he's great developmentally, like so blessed, right? So it's like I'm scared of like still going full term, but that fear doesn't live in me as loud as the fear of like something being wrong with my child that could lead to like in utero problems, death, XYZ, right? So yeah, I'm just so happy. Also, while I'm thinking about it, like complete, again, brain fart. Katie Hearn is pregnant again. Bitch, what the fuck? Van just turned 1, but also like been there, done that. You know, I vibe. But I was like shocked. I'm shocked. I'm so excited, but I really did. Again, listen, it's not my fucking life. I don't give a fuck. But as an outsider, right? As us all watching their life and loving their family, I really thought that it would be like another year or two down the road. Like, you know, they'll get into their new home, move in because they're finally able to move in. And I was like, ooh, I could see them living life for a year, 3 boys, new home, and then introducing a baby. Because I think I always was like, yeah, they're definitely going to have more. Like they have an ability to do it. They have the lifestyle to do it, and they deserve to do it, whatever. So then she announces she's pregnant today, right after I announced my announcement. Just kidding. No, she definitely made my day even better. Because I'm like, oh my God, all these beautiful things happen on Valentine's Day. So very, 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 very happy for them, but was just jarring, shocked to my core. But that's crazy. 4 to 5 kids is fucking wild, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like that is so much love, like so much love in that house. I mean, it's amazing. But wow. So anyways, yeah, shit. That's kind of like all I had to say today. Honestly, I was feeling so bamboozled this morning. Like I was so fucking turned up, and I almost feel like I'm like, wow, the height of my day happened in the morning. So what's the rest of the day? But I think we're going to go like get manicure, pedicures, Wyatt and I, enjoy Valentine's Day. And yeah, as we kind of go through this next phase of like moving or figuring out kind of what we're doing, just again, bear with me. I love doing YouTube. I love this podcast. Do I? No, just kidding. I do love this. I love podcasting, but is it more like with Wyatt and I don't know. Gosh, I'm in a really weird phase of life right now. Maybe it's as I'm approaching 29. And like yesterday, I actually said out loud at dinner, Wyatt and I was like, wow, like he's like, what do you want to do for your birthday? Like this year. And I was like, I don't really know, you know, I'll be pregnant as shit. I'll be getting very pregnant. And I was like, maybe we just do like dinner, you know, maybe we go to Chicago for the day. Like it'll be April, maybe it'll be a nice spring day, whatever. And he was like, yeah, I was like, I feel like I can't really do anything this year because it's almost like you prepare for more like 30 and I'm almost there. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to be 30 next year. And I actually started to cry. He didn't see it, but I started to tear up and I had to hurry up and like drink my drink. So I stopped crying. What an emotional birthday to be approaching, just like a new phase of life. And like, I don't know, 30 is just, it's got some girth to it. And I don't think it's because I'm afraid of being 30, like by any means. It's just, I think approaching 30, becoming 30, it's kind of that first punch in the gut of realizing how fast life goes. Would you agree? Like, I feel like it's that first, like, holy fuck, I'm not just 20, I'm 30. Like, it's just a reality check, I think, for me. And then I immediately got fearful of like, how long am I going to be around for my kids? You know, oh my God, I just went intrusive immediately. But regardless, weird year. And I just feel like I'm evolving, I'm transforming. We always are, but I'm really allowing it. And, you know, I told you guys my word for this year, for 2024, is alignment. I want to, whatever I do, I want to feel aligned. I want to, at the end of the day, I want to go, is this for me? Is this what I love? Is this what I want to do? Is this what makes me happy? Whatever. And I think that's why I'm kind of thinking about like the podcast and whatever. I'm like, what makes me more happy? Sitting down here by myself or sitting down here with my husband, fucking around, hanging out, and learning to be co-hosts, you know, like stuff like that. So I don't know. I just, you know, I always love your guys' feedback. I think you guys at the end of the day support me no matter what. I think it's just hard for me to think about the idea of like Brunch with DESB like no longer being. But evolution is important, and we'll see. You know, this is very much like the beginning stages of thinking about it. So anyways, I love you guys. Hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for an hour. I hope you're always able to escape the loudness of the rest of the world with an hour with your virtual bestie. And I promise if we were all in real life, you'd be like, we are all best friends. So love ya. Happy Sunday. Have a beautiful day. And we'll see you next week.